It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. It is our mission to try to bring you some news you could use. Today is no exception to that rule. You can follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The website is obnradio.com. And if you have your smart device, you can always tell it, hey, play the latest episode of the Mike Prince Show, and you'll have everything you need. And with that being said, let us jump right into today's episode. Before we go into more discussion of the Deion Sanders factor now that he's at Colorado, just wanted to bring you up to speed. There are 3 head football coaching positions opened in the conference. You have Bethune-Cookman, of course, they parted ways with their coach. University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and of course, Jackson State. Now, when you go through social media, whichever platform you choose, and everyone has got their 2 cents on the Deion Sanders moving on to Colorado. Some have gone as far to say that Dion is a sellout. And I think that's a little bit harsh, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But when we understand the business side of college sports today, it makes sense. And if the truth really be told, who is the real sellout in this situation? When we look at the history of Deion Sanders, Deion Sanders has always been a flamboyant, attention-grabbing individual. That doesn't change. He is who he is. We knew that when he was a player. We knew that when he was an analyst. We knew that when he began coaching. And so I don't see how and why people could get so bent out of shape over a person being who they've always been. When you look at it, Deion Sanders played on 5 NFL teams, 4 Major League Baseball teams. He's used to serving out his contracts or whatever the case may be and going to the highest bidder. This is the case here. He comes into Jackson. He takes advantage of the opportunity. He gets the fan base in a frenzy. Everybody has bought in to the Sanders effect. He's a salesman at heart. And people get upset when a salesman sees the opportunity to make his next sale. And that was the case with Colorado. I asked the question earlier, who's the real sellout in this case? And if you ask me, Jackson State's the real sellout. You take a chance on a person of that caliber, that nature, you should know and understand that this is going to be temporarily. Let's make the most of it. If we win, as they did, great. If not, then we'll move on to the next chapter in life. I can't blame Deion Sanders for being Deion Sanders. But when you know what you're dealing with, I've heard and seen people talk about, well, why would he leave to go to Colorado? It's a bottom-feeding program. You leave a championship program at Jackson State to go to Colorado. Well, I can think of 5 million reasons why he took the job. It's a challenge on the next level. He had reached everything that he could reach at Jackson State. What else is there left for him to do? Now, if it had taken him a little bit longer to achieve what he had achieved at Jackson State, maybe he would stay. Some say, well, he could have created a dynasty at Jackson State. We knew that was never in the long-term plans of Deion Sanders. He wanted to get in, prove that he can coach. He got the experience. He moved on down the road. Now, what JSU is going to have to do, and I'm talking to the fan base, you're going to have to put this in a nice little box, and every now and then go back and reflect and say, wow, those were the good times when we had Deion Sanders coaching us. But that ship has sailed. Can you maintain the momentum that Dion has created at Jackson State? Now, you hear a lot of people say, well, Dion has done so much for the SWAC. He's done so much for the SWAC. I'm going to say yes and no.
That ain't right.
If anyone has benefited from Dion, it was Jackson State, as I've mentioned prior. Dion did increase some sponsorship opportunities for the conference as a whole. Okay? But to say that Deion Sanders has single-handedly impacted Prairie View, Texas Southern, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Alcorn State, well, maybe Alcorn State he helped out a little bit. Who else am I thinking of? FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, so on and so forth. Did he really? Should he have taken care of those mentioned schools? It's up to those schools and their fan base and their administrative teams to take care of the main thing that should be the main thing. We always hear the term that charity begins at home. And when it came to the Sanders home, the best charity was to go to Colorado. JSU and to all other SWAC brothers and sisters that make up our beloved conference. It's time for us to take care of us. How do we do that? Start attending the games, purchasing tickets, whether you go to the games or not, give them to someone less fortunate. Do your part to support your program. And just maybe we can all get over that collective hump and celebrate together. I don't see Deion Sanders as a sellout. I see Deion Sanders as being true to himself. He's always been about brand Dion, and it's been proven yet again. Can I fault him for that? Absolutely not. Because if the truth be told, many of you who are saying that he sold out, if you were awarded the opportunity to get $5 million a year, you would take it too. You would take it too. You have to understand, and this is no knock again toward Dion. The SWAC was an opportunity for Dion. But to the fans that are shaken up, SWAC is a lifestyle. And there's a difference between the two. There's a big difference between the two. So hopefully JSU can get it back on track, or keep it on track for that matter, and take care of the business. Now, Dion says he wants to coach the Celebration Bowl. How is JSU fan base going to respond to Sanders? Are they going to show up to the Celebration Bowl, or are you going to be that distraught with Dion that you don't support your own institution? Because when the dust settles, that's your institution. That's not Dion's institution. So you still got to support your own. It makes me wonder, were you really supporting JSU, or were you supporting Deion Sanders? And that is something that only JSU can answer. If you were expecting Deion Sanders to be at Jackson State 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I got some land I'd be willing to sell you. You know how to get in contact with me. I'm about to exit stage left. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. I thank you guys for joining in. I thank you guys for the support. Until the next time, you all be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.